So, hello everybody. My name is Jeff Siegel, and I'm going to be leading you through a short, stretching session. I like to call it a brain and body break. And my hope is that I can empower you with a couple tools and movements to better take care of your body throughout the day. And so, since it's early for tuning in live, great way to kind of start your day, and then hopefully this is going to set you off so you can have a fantastic rest of your Friday. All right. Couple quick just sort of disclaimers is everything that I will be offering is going to be a suggestion. Please, adapt it to your body. If you have pre-existing injuries or conditions or things going on, just be really careful about that. I trust your own wisdom to know what feels good or what might cause some pain and some harm. And so it's always just checking in with yourself to make sure that you're not overdoing it. I'll be starting with some movements just sitting down, because I know a lot of us are spending a ton of time in front of the computer at a desk sitting. It's just the way in which our lives are arranged. So I would like to provide some things that you can do while sitting at a desk, and hopefully to ease some of the tension that might accumulate during the day. And so we'll begin sitting, and then we'll move into a couple of different standing positions and postures. And at any point, right, if you need to pause, if you need a break, if you need to do something else, go ahead. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the chat box, or you can just hang around at the end for a couple minutes. I'm happy to chat with you. So just to get started, all right, just taking your hands, all right, and just rub them together. And I like to do this, just listen to the noise of your hands rubbing together, and see if you can feel a little bit of heat generating between your hands. And as you're doing this, try just sitting up a little bit taller, so lengthening your spine. If you're sitting on a chair, maybe moving to the edge of the chair, just so you can kind of feel really grounded. Oh. Margarita says she can't hear me. I hope that other people can. If you can, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Great. All right. So Margarita, you might want to just check the audio on your computer, cranking it up. I think other people can hear me. So take your hands now. I want you just to place them on the side of your face. Feel that warmth, feel that connection, feel that contact. Take a breath. And just massaging your face, and especially working into this area, maybe here in the side of your temples. Let your eyes relax. You don't have to stare at the screen. You don't have to stare at me. Just enjoy this experience, giving yourself a nice little head massage. And you can kind of move into any other area that feels good for you. All right, maybe massaging up over the forehead or down around the eyes. And then one place that I really enjoy working into is this area right below the ear. So kind of getting into that area under the jaw. So maybe taking 2 fingers and just giving yourself a gentle little pressure here. You can kind of push and hold, or you can do some circles, or you can kind of stroke your way down your neck. All right, we're going to start up in the head and the neck, because that's an area where we tend to hold a lot of tension. We tend to be stuck in a very forward head posture because of too much time looking at devices. So we want to help alleviate some of those things. Okay. So next move we're going to do is just some head turns. So just letting your hands just rest down in your lap. Again, sitting up kind of nice and tall. Take a breath. Think about lengthening your spine as you do that. And then exhaling, just feeling your weight settle down into the chair. If your feet are on the floor, just spreading out your toes, feeling your feet come into contact with the ground. Again, nice breath in, and just slow exhale out. Feel that energy kind of descend as you breathe. And what I'm going to have you do is just turn your head as far as you can to one side. All right, so keeping that length in your spine, you're just going to twist your head as if you're looking over your shoulder. Keep going until you reach that end point. And then try to see if you can pull your head across even a little bit further, all right, without twisting your shoulders. And then when you feel that stretch beginning to accumulate in the neck and feeling that tension across the other side, just take a breath. Then see if you can even pull your chin a little bit more to the side. So just a deep stretch here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then slowly unwinding, coming back to center. Just letting everything reset, and we're going to do the same thing now in the other direction. So beginning to turn your head to the other side. Notice when you start to feel that tension, when things stop moving, pause there, breathe, and then continue to try to just gently squeeze and work your way into that stretch. Trying to drop that shoulder away from your ear as you do that. One more deep breath. Keep twisting your head. And gently coming back to center. And after you do any stretch, you might notice some lingering sensation. I like to call it sort of the echo of the movement that's still present in your body. Notice that. It can feel really nice, like really open, or it might feel kind of strange and weird. But definitely more awareness now of what's going on in the neck. We're going to work on some side to side bends. All right, so here you're just going to take one ear, just dropping it down towards your shoulder. And if you would like to take that hand gently to the top of your head to apply a little bit more pressure, and just beginning to gently pull your other ear away from your other shoulder. And as you do that, exhale. Always going very slowly and gently into any of these stretches. As you hold it, when you begin to notice the stretch open and dissipate, just take a breath. You can close your eyes if that feels pleasant for you. I should have mentioned, turn on some music if you'd like to have some relaxing music, whatever's going to help you kind of get into mood here. And see if you can go a tiny bit deeper into this stretch, all right. And then as you feel ready, all right, just kind of gently helping your head come back up to center and relax. Take a breath in the middle, and then we'll go to the other side. So dropping that ear down. Notice where you feel that tension, maybe lower down towards the jaw, maybe higher up towards the back. And then taking your hand up towards your head. Relax your shoulders. Let your eyes be soft, let your mouth be soft, let your jaw relax. Feel free to make all sorts of nice, soothing, exhaling noises. They might sound funny, but nobody can hear you, and they help. Sinking in a little bit more. Again, you want to allow your mind to give your body that permission to just let go, just relax, right? And as the body relaxes, the mind relaxes, always communicating. And gently coming back up to center. The next stretch we're going to do is just actually a little bit of retraction. So I'll turn to the side because it's easier to see here. Again, we spend a lot of time in this really protracted forward head posture, and your head actually weighs a lot, and this is going to put a lot of strain through the whole musculature of your upper back and neck. So we want to work on, if you take your hand and place it right in front of your chin, can you pull your chin back away from your hands, right? And it's going to feel a little bit weird, almost a little restraining, but so you want to go here, try retracting your head away from your hand, maybe just holding that for a breath, and then relaxing as you exhale, coming back. So again, pulling back, retract, as if you're going to push the back of your skull behind you into the wall, and then relax. Doing this a couple times, just pulling the head back, letting it go. If you feel a lot of tension accumulating in these muscles, just going a little bit slower. right? But we do want to strengthen some of the muscles in the neck. One more time, pulling that head back. It often helps if you just let your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth. And then relax. And then from here, we'll just go into a couple head rolls. So now you can tuck your chin and just allowing the head to roll to one side, coming back up to center, and then down to the other side. Again, this is one we've done before, one of my favorite stretches. I like to do it with the breath, so I'm gonna breathe in as I roll my head up and back. And then exhale as I come down the other side. Keeping your shoulders relaxed, keeping your mouth relaxed. Right, allow it to feel good. A lot of times, we kind of limit the amount of pleasure or pleasantness that we can feel. This is supposed to be nice. Slow it down. Notice if there's some tensing at some point. Again, always just bringing that awareness back into the body. Right? So anytime we're doing any embodied thing, it's like an experiment. It's like you're gonna try it. We go in, we gather some data, we notice how it feels, the pleasant parts and the unpleasant parts, and we try to find ways to take all of that in so we can work with it more skillfully. So just coming back to center, all right. Hopefully now the kind of head and face and neck feel a little bit more loose, a little bit more wide, all right. So now we're gonna kind of get into more of the musculature of the upper body. So here, definitely moving to the edge of your chair. Okay, I'm gonna slide back a little bit. I'm actually gonna turn slightly to the side so you can see. All right, taking your feet, placing them down on the ground. We'll adjust. All right. And again, just thinking about lengthening your spine as you take a breath in. All right, pushing your feet into the floor as you exhale. And then from here, what I'm gonna have you do is take your arms out to your side. So bend your elbows. You can kind of keep your elbows a little bit close to your torso. And then what I want you to do is breathe in and try to squeeze your shoulder blades together. And what that's gonna do is gently lift your chest, lift your sternum. All right, as you breathe in, stretch your fingers out. And then just hold this position for maybe about 10, 15 seconds. Exhale. And then as you breathe in again, see if you can find even a little bit more of a squeeze through your upper back. So we're really trying to engage the muscles intrinsic to your upper back between those shoulder blades. Take one more breath. And then exhale, coming back. And then we're gonna move in and out of this position. So I like to exhale, kind of going here, touching my hands together. And then I'm gonna inhale and then go into that chest opening, hands spread out, and really try to pull behind me as much as I can. And just alternate. Nice and slow breaths. Breathing in, opening the chest, pulling the hands behind you. And then exhaling, just feeling that relaxation as things come back to the front. So with all of these moves, right, make them your own, find the own pace that works for you, right? Generally, slower is better. Notice what you're squeezing each time you come into this stretch in the front. Really, right, think about what are you opening in the front? What are you squeezing in the back? Also notice if your head is sliding forward. So we did those head retractions. Try to stack your head back a little bit as you're doing this. All right, so the head pulls back as well. Let's go one more time. And then exhaling back. Good. All right, that is a really, really good stretch to do if you are sitting in front of your computer at your desk for a long period of time. So take that once, feel it, throw it into your day. You only need to do it for 15, 30 seconds. but it's really going to help make sure that the muscles, you know, in your upper back stay strong and that the front stays a little more open. All right, so staying in this position here, all right, what I'm gonna have you do is take your arms out to the side, all right, and then you're gonna try to just sort of touch your shoulders. So we're gonna go from here to opening up, all right, and I want you to twist your palms up, open your fingers up, breathe in, and then exhale, just touching your shoulders. Then you can get the head involved a little bit if you wanna breathe in and look up and down. As you're doing this, feel the muscles in your arms squeezing. Open the palms, twist them up as much as you can, and then exhale, just gently touching back in. As you're opening up, just think about you're welcoming the day. It's like you're saying hello to the sky, to the sun. A couple more times here. Again, don't worry about looking a certain way. Just follow the feeling as much as you can, right? It's that productive stretch. We never want to move into pain, but we do want to really find that aliveness of the stretch that we can, all right, through our body with the breath, opening and closing. Last time here. And good, relaxing, letting that go. So from here, we're gonna move into a couple standing stretches. If that's available to you, if you prefer to stay seated, you can modify a bunch of these, still do them sitting. But you probably spend a lot of your time sitting, so we're gonna get you out of your chair for, you know, a few minutes, okay? So just finding some space here. Keep your chair nearby because we can actually use it for a couple stretches. But before we do that, I just want you to stand up nice and tall, okay? If you are barefoot or in socks, that's great. If you're in shoes, totally fine too. But I want you to start by trying to wiggle your toes. I know you can't see my toes. They're going, they're wiggling. All right, and then see if you can actually pull your toes up off the floor. Right? And then place them back down. So pull your toes off the floor and place them back down. I just want to wake up the foot and the musculature of the feet. So we're going to try this a few times. Just expand the toes and let them rest. All right, notice which parts of your foot are pushing into the ground as you do this. One more time, spread those toes out as wide as you can. It's hard to get that little toe to move, and then relax. Good, and then now we're gonna come up and we're gonna rise onto the toes. So I'm lifting my heels off the ground, squeezing my calves, and then coming back down. So a couple times here, breathing in. All right, feel those toes spread out. Really try to push the entire front of your foot down into the floor. All right, and you can see I'm just moving up and down a few inches. Same thing with the breath. I breathe in as I rise up. Breathe out as I come down. Couple more. Good. Now we're going to get the arms involved. So we're going to do the same lifting through the heels, and we're going to reach up as we breathe in. So I'm going to reach your arms overhead, rising up as you're going to touch the ceiling, getting as long as you can, and then exhale, drop the heels down, let the arms fly back to your side. So breathe in and up, and exhale down. See if you can kind of coordinate this movement. Give this a try on your own here. And the key is finding that length at the top of this move. So I'm really trying to squeeze my arms right up towards my ears. Spread your fingers out. I want you to try to touch the ceiling. All right, rise up, rise up, rise up. And then let it go. Let the arms gently begin to move back down. 2 more times. And then last one whenever you're ready. Next, I'm going to have you take one arm. You're going to take it up and then slide it down right behind your neck. All right? And then if you'd like, you can take your other hand on your elbow. and begin to help sort of gently pull that hand down your spine. So from the back, it's gonna look like this, right? Coming into this position, all right? Now, if you have some shoulder impingement or some shoulder injury, this could be a really difficult position to get into. So just going wherever feels like it is gonna be an okay position for you to be in, or maybe not at all right? If you want, just kind of finding this stretch here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna exhale and gently push our hips to the side, pulling our upper body across. And what we wanna do is we wanna create length from your elbow through your armpit down into the side of your rib cage, taking a little side bend. And see if you can hold this position for maybe about 15 seconds. Breathe. Each time you exhale, you might notice that you open up a little bit more. You might be able to sink a little bit deeper. All right, we really want to expand the side of our ribs. Okay, as long as there's no uncomfortable pinching in the back. Breathing in, and then coming back up to the top. And then just gently letting the arms drop back down. At any point, if you want to take any other movements, right, I love to tune into the sort of intuitive wisdom of my body. My body just says, I want to do this, I want to do that, let's move, let's wiggle, let's realign things, okay, go for that. And then we're going to go to the other side and have you reach up as if you're going to scratch your back. Take that other hand, gently pull it across if you want to go even a little bit deeper. So now we're moving from what we call active range of motion. How far can you move it on its own? It's a passive range of motion with a little assist. Can you move it even deeper into a different position? Okay, so always being careful, because that's often where a lot of injuries happen, between that gap between our active and our passive range of motion. All right, standing up, and then you're gonna exhale as you pull to the other side. And just find that natural endpoint, and then breathe. And just notice what's going on in your body. Notice what's opening up. Again, you can keep their eyes open or closed, think happy thoughts, smile, right? This shouldn't be drudgery. Nobody's forcing you to be here. So if you're having an awful time, my recommendation is go for a walk. So generally my recommendation, if you're in a poor mood, go for a walk. Breathe in, breathe out, and come back up. Good, and relax. We're going to go into a forward fold. All right. So lots of different ways to do this. I like to just take my hands right on my thighs, and then we're going to begin to slide our hands down. All right, and so here we actually do want to round our spine. So begin to just slowly come down. Notice where you begin to feel stretch as your spine flexes forward. Drop your head. Once you get to the bottom, all right, just hang out there. And I really want you to relax your head and your neck. So maybe moving your head up and down, side to side. Right. And this is not a flexibility contest, so it's not about how far you can get down or whether you can touch your toes. Right. It's about finding a nice stretch down the backside of your body. Ease yourself deeper into that as you exhale. Again, releasing the head and the neck. If you want, you can even take your hands and gently massage the back of your neck with one arm as you're in this bent over position, just helping, all right, get into some of that tissue. So you can kind of do this, right? If that feels good for you. If not, hang out. And if all the blood's going to your head, you want to come back up, come back up. Come back to the top, take a breath. From here, we're going to kind of counter stretch by interlocking our hands between or behind our back. All right, stand up nice and tall. And then I want you, without pushing your belly in or out, see if you can just begin to gently squeeze your shoulder blades together as much as possible. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift your thumbs away from your back. Open your chest. You can even open your mouth and look up a little bit. And then relax. Let's slide back into that fold again. This time, if you want to come into a ragdoll position, grabbing your elbows and just letting your upper body dangle down to the floor. Again, checking in, this is your chance to see what your body's telling you about what might be tight, tired, what might need a little bit more attention, right? Really good data for you to gather information, help you take care of yourself. One more deep breath in, deep breath out. Find something new to let go of, and then slowly pulling yourself back up to standing. Taking a moment here to reset. Again, kind of checking with the body, noticing what's going on. Let's see how we're doing. And so we are basically out of time for this morning. Those 30 minutes went by really quick. I hope you had a really nice stretching session. And just know this is sort of the tip of the iceberg, and there's so many things that you can do to take care of your body. And the important thing is just having that awareness as you go about your day, being mindful of the postures and positions that you're moving in of and moving out of. And so I just want to thank you so much for joining in. It's a pleasure, and we're going to continue. We'll have a couple more of these to look forward to in October. So if there's any movement that you really enjoyed and you want to just throw that into the chat bar, I would love to hear like which of these stretches or which of the things that are been helpful for you.